So let's talk about League One to kind of give you an idea on how this preview is going to be structured because we have 17 teams now. Rest in peace, Tormenta. We don't want to have a 2 hour to 2.5 hour long show. So we're dedicating roughly around 5.5 minutes to each team, a little more, a little less, give and take. So that's going to be kind of how we structure this so it doesn't get too long for the people who want to watch the full thing. So with that, let's go ahead and talk about our predicted table. For the USL show rankings, we had Omaha first, AC Boise second. We got Spokane Velocity third, Portland Hearts of Pine in fourth, Chattanooga Red Wolves come in fifth, Fort Wayne FC joins us in sixth, Greenville Triumph in seventh, and the defending champions, One Knox, are in the final playoff spot in eighth. The first to miss out are Alex's Richmond. We got Sarasota Paradise. Then we got Charlotte Independence, New York Cosmos, the Ford Madison, Corpus Christi, FC Naples, AV Alta, and with the wooden spoon is going to be Westchester SC. What do the fans think? Well, the fans and us are very different. With Portland in first, no bias at all. We have Omaha second, Spokane also in third. One Knox, the defending champions. The fans have them in fourth. Boise come up in fifth. Chattanooga in sixth. FC Naples in seventh. AV Alta in eighth in our final playoff spot. First team missing the playoffs is going to be Charlotte, then Fort Wayne, then Greenville, then Madison, then Richmond, then Sarasota, then Cosmos, then Corpus Christi, and in last with the wooden spoon is going to be Westchester. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get into the preview. Westchester SC. We had them in the top 3 last year, top 2, and now by unanimous decision, we have them winning the wooden spoon. Is it just because that we saw how bad it was last year, or is this team that bad on paper? I don't know, but we lost some superstars and we went young. So, Alex, was it the right time to go support local?
I think they're getting an unfair. I mean, obviously you have to pick somebody, and again, it's an impossible task to pick anybody after that top 4. I do think I think people are being a little bit unfair. We've got a whole all new coaching, brought in a much younger, more sustainable roster than last year. Obviously, a huge risk to replace all your veterans with a bunch of new professionals. I think everybody except for one. Yeah, every new signing except for Max Jennings is a new professional. But last year obviously it didn't work out with all the veterans, so why not switch it up completely? Try something new. New coaching, new young players. I mean, this is the Chaos League. I think Westchester has as good a chance as anybody.
I think Westchester got a bit of a bad rep, and people kind of just started looking at results and not film a little bit. Their last 5 to 7 games they looked a lot better. They started figuring some stuff out on defense. They started kind of solidifying just a bit after losing, was it 36 points from winning positions?
Yeah.
Like,
and their defense was also racked by injuries. They could not put together a solid center back pairing almost the entire season. So if they can stabilize that and avoid everybody getting injured and having to bring in new people in the middle of the season, I think that could be fixed. Like Bobby Pierre and Rashid Teddy, like those are good defenders.
Yes, they are.
When they're healthy. So if they can maintain that, and they've brought in like 3 backups already from the start that are all young, fresh out of college players, probably still have fresh legs, can endure this long season. That's the biggest thing they needed to fix was the defense.
Yeah, and Nicholas Murray corrected me. It was 38 points from winning positions.
Yeah.
Unreal. But I do think it's stabilized a bit. If Stephen Payne can be Stephen Payne, right? You like what he's going to bring you going forward, but I do think he's underrated as a defender. I think he's a lot better than he's given credit for. Tete, I actually quite liked. Tim Checo, I also quite liked where I saw him on film. Same with Pierre. I think McGlynn is still a quality player. You have the Powders. No Powder is going to take the headlines, but Sammy Powder was fantastic last year. And then up top, John has in his article, Backfield, you should subscribe, but he mentioned American Soccer Analysis had Daniel Burko as the most pro-ready striker in the MLS drafts this last year. If that's the way they feel about him and they can get him doing some of that for them, hey, maybe it'll be another year of 3-2 wins or losses, whichever way it goes that day. But I think this team's going to be a lot more competitive than people think.
Yeah, I mean, Burko could very well end up like like Bazzini was last year. Like Bazzini didn't get drafted, went to Tormenta and showed us all that. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. So we could see Daniel Burko doing the same thing.
Nicholas Murray also mentions Kyle Evans, who was number 10 out at Marist. I get kind of feeling of the same kind of thing that kind of was going on. Oh my gosh, who was it that had the number 10 who played out wide? Oh, Fort Wayne. I wouldn't be too shocked if you end up having someone like a Tag Healy situation going on with Evans as well, where he's fantastic on the ball, absolute creative, really, really good player. Probably more naturally a 10 from what I remember watching just a little bit of film of him from Marist. But even so, if they're getting him on the pitch, your team is going to be better for it.
Yep.
So, any final thoughts on this Westchester team?
They're not going to win the Wooden Spoon.
That's
my final thought.
Who is?
I couldn't tell you that. I don't think it's going to be West. Somebody has to do it, but I don't know who. I said, this is the most equal season to start that I've ever seen. I could not tell you who's going to win that Wooden Spoon, but I don't think it's going to be Westchester 2 years in a row.